you for having me on air. I'm Isaac Lugun, Datu Isaac Lugun. I'm the president of Klabit Association Sarawak and also the chairman of the organizing committee for Pesta Nukenen for 2015, which is the 10th edition of Pesta Nukenen.
So Dato, why is this festival important for the community in Bario?
It is an important festival. One, it brings the people together. People from all villages around Bario, bring them together for a period of about 3 days to rediscover, to redefine what is traditional Klabit food, and thirdly, what is our traditional dances, traditional games, as you can see in the background. So it's not just about food, it's multifaceted. We'll also kind of try to rediscover, to redefine some of our old practices. In some of the Pesta Nukenen, we have demonstrated how we produce salt from water from the salt spring. So it is almost like a four-faceted traditional festival. So it is important. It brings people together, it brings visitors together, it brings Klabit who are in town back to Bario to join the people here.
I guess wouldn't be far short of saying heaven, really. The first arrival here by plane, I think, for a visitor internationally is a real adventure in itself. And to fly up from the coast and then to rise up over the little ridge of mountains and then drop down into this plateau of wet paddy fields and longhouses with their roofs sort of glinting in the sun. It was an extraordinary place to come to, and setting foot on the ground after the baking heat of Miri, to arrive in this sort of blissful, sort of cool air, but with all the sunshine. Often in journeys, there's not a huge difference between the place you left and the place you arrive if you're travelling over an hour or two. But here, travelling from the coast, you feel you're really transported to a different place. And that sense of arrival was compounded by this, I guess the setting, the landscape setting, which is this sort of basin of forested hills within which the longhouses sit and the wet paddy. And coming to understand more about it, the richness of the landscape heritage, its cultural history, and as a homeland, and the richness of the food, the wild foods and the farm foods. All of those things seemed very, very special. But I wouldn't claim to have started it. I think it was blessed with a sort of fortuitous meetings, and that's very much how I like to work, is happenstance. Often small things grow out of, or very big things grow out of small meetings. I guess at home in the UK I was working with a project which was looking at creating a geographic identity which was linked to food and landscape and the cultural heritage attached to food and landscape. And I'd started a programme of marketing events called Food Adventures. And I travelled here as a guest of Dr. Pauline Bala and connected to David and Lucy Labang as well, and had some sheets of menus from the food adventures we've been running in the UK. And it came from several conversations, one in particular with John Tarway at the airport cafe. And I'd showed John some of the sort of the menu lists and the information about these food adventures and events in the UK. And John said, I think we could do that here. And that was in a way the seed which started it. But it was with the same idea of celebrating that coming together of food and landscape and cultural heritage.
My name is Ose Morang, and I come from the area here in the highlands, although not directly here, but to the south in Long Keluan. And I've been involved with this food festival since the first one in March 2006, and I in fact officiated the first inaugural Pesta Nukenen, and it was a very, very grand one in 2006. And of course, over the years, the festival has grown in different ways, and a lot more villages have participated, you know. And I think, to my mind, what has really contributed to the community is the way they are able to work through the Pesta among themselves, and also between the villages as well. And because of that, it is not just about celebrating food, you know. The food is just a way of bringing people together. And I think one of the earlier objectives we had was to find a way to celebrate the traditional food of our grandparents, because even in our generation, a lot of dishes have disappeared, you know. Some disappeared because we don't know the activities required in order to get those items of food, you know. If you live in the urban areas, for instance, you need to go and hunt. But young people now, they don't know how to hunt, so you cannot get the food, you see. So you need to start planting and do all sorts of other activities in order to get the kind of raw material that is required. But as I said, I think the most significant outcome from here is that the local communities are able to find a way to work together, you know. Despite all the differences they have, they will put all those aside and work together, you know.
So the next question is, what do you think is the call to action for the younger generation to preserve this culture in time to come?
I think, as I said, this Pesta Festival is not only for visitors. As I said in my speech, more importantly, it is for younger clubbies in town to come and see the showcasing of our traditional food, of our dances, of our old practices, so that they get to know it, they get to like it. And our hope really is, because in the future, for this to be sustainable, the young people must participate. They must be part of it. But for them to be part of it, they must first understand it. So we're hoping that over time, they'll get to understand it, they'll get to be interested in it. This is the 10th edition. I'm quite certain that some of the young people have been here many times already. And I'm very happy to see some of them participating in the dances, in the songs. I think that's a good start. Maybe over the years, they'll be involved in the preparation of the food and the promotion and the showcasing of the food. So if they participate in that manner, that is the only way I think we can sustain this festival.